such a shame that the virus has stopped me coming for real in an analog form, but I'm here anyway as a hologram. So thank you for showing me all the new things, right? So you've got new S chair, right?
Yes, thanks a lot to you to be here with me today. And yes, this year in 2021 we celebrate 30 years of S-Chair. No? We were so young, 30 years, yes, yeah. You know, Tom, we were so young at that time anyway, you know. We are still young. Anyway, the lady, S-Chair, she's really 30 years old. And you know, during all this period, we made many different versions of the S-Chair, starting from the original one in straw, and after we made in wicker, in leather, we make in fabric, in panno, and we made also some limited edition with some special fabrics or finishing. But my idea was with you, and I spoke with you about this. It was really to celebrate 30 years, because I think that really 30 years is a very important birthday, to create a unique piece using something special. And so the idea, thanks to you, it was to use two very old fabrics. And so the front is a Baroque fabric from 200 years ago, coming from France, and the back is done with an old fabric coming from Africa. So you can see that in this 30 years old S-chair, we have the world. No? On one side we have Europe, on the other side we have Africa. And so we put together these two fabrics, and it took a lot of time, because the Baroque fabric was really had a lot of problems. So the Italian artisan, and you know very well the Italian artisans, you know, they really to work a lot to put together all the piece of fabric. And so now we have the unique piece of S-chair, and of these pieces, each piece it will be different from the other.
So can I see the other side? Can you turn it around?
Sure, absolutely. So this is the back, yes. And I like very much the contrast, you know.
So you worked with a young fashion designer in Milan on this one, no?
Yes. And he chose really the fabrics. And Pietro Fadda is the name of this young fashion designer. He is very good. He was graduated 2 years ago at the Marangoni Design School and Fashion School, and he took already a few prizes, and I think that he's one of the best young, talented fashion designers. So he helped us to make this piece. And for sure, we are going to do some other pieces in this spirit, always really putting together two very different fabrics from the front and from the back.
So this is the 60th year of the Milan Fair, right?
Yeah.
I was wondering, you know, you've been in the furniture business from when you were born, because your father was in the furniture business before you, yeah? So how many years has Cappellini been in the fair, or rather not in the fair always?
Cappellini
in the Salone.
Yeah, you know, Cappellini start with the fair, the second year of the fair, so 59 years ago, and just not the first year, but the second year, because my father established the company in 1946, and after we were at the fair for many years, and after I started in the 80s to be at the fair, to have a booth at the fair, but also to do some presentation outside of the fair. And so I was one of the first to start this phenomenon of the Fuori Salone that today is really very popular everywhere in the world. And I think that if we say that Milan is the capital of design, it's because we have on one side the Salone del Mobile, and on the other side the Fuori Salone. So next birthday, 60 years, it will be very important to celebrate the international design. I'm not speaking only about design, because when I say Milan is the capital of design, I'm speaking about the global design. During that week, we have people from all over the world coming in Milano, and we have also designers and companies from all over the world showing their new collection in Milan.
So what are you doing? Are you doing anything this month, or are you going to wait until September before you show all your newness?
No, you know, we want really to show to the world that we are alive, and so we decided with some other companies to do this design week. It will be I think 90% virtual design week, and it will be more than 1 week. It will be from the 12th to the 23rd of April, and so there is a sort of circuit in the different showroom of the center where companies are presenting a new mise-en-scène or presenting some new stuff. Because also I have to say that really during this pandemic period, we understood that, okay, on one side it's very important to show the real products, but on the other side there are also many different ways to show products, also in a virtual way. And another thing that normally, as I've said to Cappellini, we always present all the new collection all together in April. Now we think that it's better to show step by step, so maybe to do a small presentation in April, another one early September, and maybe December, because if you present maybe too many products all together, at the end the attention of the press, the attention of your customer is maybe only on 1 or 2 products, no? And they don't remember the other 6 or 7 or 8 products that you present. So I think that really now there is a completely new concept of presenting products. Because also we have to think that if in the past the market it was Italy and other few new countries in Europe, today really the market is the world. And so we have really to think how to present our new collection to the world, and not only in Milan but also in other cities in the world.
Okay, and is your factory still operating even though you're now in a red zone?
Yeah, because the factories they can work. Yes, no, the factories are working for sure. We have to adopt all the security things, but no, the factory is working, the offices too. Many people they are working there is smart working from the offices, and also for the showroom are closed, but we can work with our dealers, with our customers by mail or by phone and so. So we want to be active, absolutely.
And so, Giulio, can you remember your first ever Salone, your first ever design fair? What age were you when you were conscious of the importance of design?
Hey, it was really in the early 80s. And the first Salone del Mobile, I remember that, I was graduated at the Politecnico di Milano with Rodolfo Dordoni and with Piero Lissoni. And Rodolfo started to work with me in Cappellini. And so I remember that for us, the first Salone that I made in early 80s, it was really, finally we found a space, a small booth in the design area where all the best companies, they were there. And so for us it was really... it was something very big, because with the huge companies, with huge booths, with the great architects doing the mise-en-scène, for us to say, okay, we have a very small booth, we have 3 pieces of furniture, we are nobody, so what we can do? And so we decided to make this presentation, and I mix fashion with design, and so we create these small ambiances with some mannequin, with some very avant-garde fashion pieces, and it was quite successful. And after step by step we grow, and we made bigger booths at the fair and also outside of the fair. But the first experience, it was really something very strong from my point of view.
And and then you got very bored of all of the Italian designers when you came to England. So tell us about this bit when you discovered British design.
Because at that time, for sure, Italian design was very known worldwide, because due to this phenomenon, incredible phenomena of the 50s, now on one side, a small group of entrepreneurs that strongly believe in design, on the other side, a small group of big designers like Gio Ponti, Achille Castiglioni, Sassas, they try to push design. But I'm very curious, and so when I started working at Cappellini, I was telling to myself, I cannot think that everything is happening only in Italy. And so I started to travel and to see what was going on worldwide. So I started my trips in Europe, I started my trip in Japan, in North America, and so. And really at that time, I remember my first trips to England, to London, they were incredible, because I found there a lot of energy, and I had the possibility to meet incredible incredible people like you, and I always remember my first meeting with you when I came in your studio laboratory, black, and you were working metal pieces, and so it was really an incredible experience. And I remember very well when you came in Italy and you spent a few days in the Cappellini factory doing prototypes and so. I think that it was a fantastic period because there was really a lot of energy, and we can work with a lot of freedom.
And I think what we learned from Italy was the way that design was respected in industry, and my memory really of that time is the canteen. You know, the importance of food in Italian design culture, for instance, came very much from your workers' canteen, where the workers and the bosses would sit together, and also your family coming out, like your mother coming and having a commentary on the designs as well.
Absolutely. Yes.
I really appreciated that kind of discovery of industry and design working hand in hand in that way. But anyway, so we're going to keep this interview very short. I really like the new version of the S chair with this idea that there's a 200-year-old history right there, plus our 30-year-old history, but also refreshed and made modern again by using antique textiles. This is a great innovation. So there'll only be one of this chair, in fact, right?
Okay, perfect, absolutely. And we wait for your signature on the chair. I think that people are waiting for that. Okay, fantastic.
Thank you for having me in your showroom, Giulio. A presto.
Ok, a presto, grazie mille. Ciao Tom, bye.